Hello everyone and welcome to Sutton's Daze. Today we're going to talk some food storage. Are you ready for this one? In specific, we're going to talk about powdered milk. Now, if you or your family are milk drinkers, then you know that you like having it around, right? But sometimes things happen where you run out or it goes bad. And yes, you can freeze milk. Absolutely, you can freeze milk. But let's say it's a grid down situation and you want to have a backup to your backup, right? And that is powdered milk. Now, I can remember as a kid having powdered milk and going, ugh. There are ways to make it better. Google is your friend, okay? But powdered milk, how do you store it? What's the best way to store it? Now, I have a friend of mine that gets commodities, and she doesn't use the powdered milk, so she'll give me the bags, and it comes in plastic-ish kind of bags, right? There's other powdered milk that you can buy that's in boxes. There's other powdered milk that you can buy that's in cans. So what's the best way to buy powdered milk? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. If you are purchasing it and you want to use it for long-term storage, and you can absolutely do it for long-term storage. These are the rules of thumb, okay? If it's in a box, get it out of the box. You want to put it into either a Mylar bag or a glass container. You want to vacuum seal or oxygen absorb them, O2 absorbers, okay? Seal it up, put it away. Those are the two methods. Put it in a Mylar bag or a glass container. So don't store it directly in plastic, okay? That is not going to be good enough. You really want to avoid that. So, and seriously, once you do that, once you remove the oxygen, that's good for up to 20 years, okay? When you open it, that's a whole nother deal, but we'll get to that. So you are putting it into a Mylar bag, you are putting in an oxygen absorber, sealing it, and then you take that Mylar bag and you pop it into the bucket. If you're putting it into a glass container, then you want to put in an oxygen absorber or vacuum seal it. If you vacuum seal it, you want to be very confident that that's going to stay on, okay? And you want to put it someplace that is dark. You don't want light hitting that at all, period, okay? You also want to make sure that it's in a low temperature, like doesn't go over 75 degrees. So it's that normal 50 to 75 degree range. You want it in a cool, dark, dry place, okay? Very important. Otherwise, that 20 years is off the table. So now you've got it. If you're putting it into a Mylar bag, I prefer using smaller bags because then I don't have to open up a 5-pound bag of milk. Here's the deal. Once you open those up, the shelf life diminishes significantly, okay? Once it's open, if it's open, it's good for 3 to 6 months, depending on the brand. And you don't want to go there. You know, that's not the right thing to do. So put it into smaller, more manageable containers, you know, bags or jars where you're not wasting it, where you know that you're going to use it. This is really important. A lot of people drink milk. What is the best way to have powdered milk? The best storage for powdered milk is in cans. It really is. That is the best method. Those have been vacuum sealed. Those have an oxygen absorber in them. They are, you know, professionally, commercially sealed, and you're good to go. Mark the date on them, put them on the shelf, make sure they're in a cool, dark, dry place. The next best method is Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. These really are the best. Now, like I said, put them into smaller bags, put them into your buckets. And then the buckets you can mark and put them up on the shelf. And put a date on everything so that you know how long it's been up there, because in 20 years you don't want a surprise, right? Canning jars remove oxygen, but you have to worry about the exposure to light. And that can cause issues. If you can guarantee yourself that they will be kept dark, then you're good to go. Definitely put them in canning jars. That's one of my favorite ways to do it, but I do admit that with powdered milk, I put them in Mylar bags. I just find it easier. You can get more storage bang for your buck. Do you know what I mean? With the glass jars, you have to find shelf space. So it's not always as convenient for something you're not getting into as often. Do you store powdered milk? Do you like powdered milk? How to make powdered milk taste better. Let's get that one going. How to make powdered milk taste better. I remember as a kid, my mom tried to feed us powdered milk. And to say that her 3 picky eaters were less than impressed is an understatement. So some people love it, some people don't care. But it was enough so that I really just didn't want to mess with it again, you know? But in a situation where you're using it for emergencies, it's a really good idea to know how to make it taste better. And these are so simple that you have them most likely in your long-term storage. Are you ready? If you can hear the dogs, I apologize. All you need is a little sweetener, like say sugar, and a little vanilla extract. Now, how many of us have been making our own vanilla extract, right? So if you want to add 1/2 to a whole teaspoon of pure vanilla flavoring, vanilla extract, to a gallon. Okay, so you're talking 1/2 of a tablespoon to a whole tablespoon. Find your goal there, okay? To a whole gallon of milk made from powdered milk, then rehydrated. Okay, then that will change that flavor just enough to go, this is pretty good. You can add a little bit of sugar in there. And again, I wouldn't go with a whole lot. But the truth is that our milk that we buy has sugar in it. It does. It has sugar in it. And it has a natural sugar in it. So when you are, when they dehydrate it down into that powdered form, it loses that and it doesn't come back the way that you're used to. So adding a little sugar to get it down is probably better than not getting it down. If you have an issue with sugars, then you can add your own artificial sweeteners. My voice seems to be coming in and out. So, however you best want to do it, but just a little bit of sugar and play with it to find your perfect combination. You can do just sugar, you can do just vanilla, you can do a combination of the two. But these two things will help bring it to a flavor profile that might be more palatable for you if you don't care for powdered milk. One of the things that I did, now, as a bunch of you know, I'm a Thrive Life food consultant. Don't leave me yet, okay? And so one of the things I did last year in 2020 is I made sure that I bought a case of their powdered milk. So I know that I'm good until 2030 with powdered milk, okay? Just in case of an emergency. You don't have to get it from Thrive. If you do get it from Thrive, I'd love to be your consultant, obviously. The link is down below. Hit me up with any questions you have. But you can get it from anywhere. I like it because it's been commercially canned. I like it because I don't have to deal with it. It's not extra work for me. You can also, I believe, still get it from the LDS canneries. If you check them out, LDS, I don't know, Google it, LDS.com. And it'll, you can either pick it up in person or have it shipped to you. There are a number of different places where you can get powdered milk. Highly recommend that you make this a priority if your family are milk drinkers and if you have, if you cook with it, if you add it to anything, because it is one of those things that we take pretty commonly granted. There's always milk, right? You can always get milk. Well, let's say you can't. Let's say you don't have a cow. Let's say you don't have goats. Let's say something happens and you can't go to the store. Let's make sure that we can still have milk for our family. And this is one of the things that we can do. Okay, so are you a milk drinker? Do you like powdered milk? Do you not like powdered milk? What's your take on powdered milk? I would love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Again, if you're interested in Thrive Life products or their powdered milk, definitely hit me up. I'd love to be your consultant. Okay, remember, until next time, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and be safe.